Hello there guys, welcome to Dino's Vault. Welcome to my comparo video of the Dominar 250 versus the Duke 250. So let's not waste any more time. Let's dive straight into this comparo video. Dominar 250 versus the Duke 250. Now here's a comparo that you guys kept requesting for. Honestly, when you look at both of these bikes, except for the engine capacity and the fact that Dominar 250's engine is derived from the Duke 250's powertrain, there's nothing else that's common between both of them. In fact, the pricing itself is poles apart, with the Dominar 250 being significantly priced lower than the Duke 250. So in this quick comparo, we'll do a bit of spec and features comparo, and then I'll also share my ride feel of both of these bikes and tell you guys which bike would suit what kind of a rider, such that your decision making process is made much easier at the end of the day. First, let's start with the design. The design is something that immediately differentiates and distinguishes these two bikes one from another. The Dominar 250 derives the same design from its elder sibling, the Dominar 400, and hence looks identical and also offers a typical power cruiser kind of a design concept which most of us relate to as the Desi Diavel concept. It has that slightly low slung seating compared to the Duke, wider handlebars and slightly forward set rider foot pegs, which together offer a relaxed riding posture to tour comfortably on this bike. The Duke 250 on the other hand gets the design inspiration from its elder sibling, the Duke 390. The Super Duke styling looks sharp and futuristic and radical, and this grey color looks super premium and ultra cool. Also, the handlebar is slightly shorter compared to the Domi 250 and is very closer to the rider, like a motard style or supermoto style motorcycle. The rider foot pegs are slightly rare set because almost all KTMs are track focused machines, such that you can put your knee down and cut through the corners with utmost ease and precision. The seat is slightly taller compared to that of the Domi 250, and though the seating posture is upright here as well, it is not as relaxed as the Domi 250. So if comfort is your only priority, the Dominar 250 feels more relaxed and comfortable. Now that we talked about comfort, let's also talk about the suspension. The suspension on the Dominar 250 is amazing in terms of comfort. First of all, there's no compromise. We do continue to get upside down forks, but I guess the diameter here is 37 mm as opposed to the 43 mm USD forks for the Duke 250. Still, the front end feel is very much reassuring even while doing speeds of around 141 km per hour. The rear suspension on the Dominar 250 is a Nitrox gas charged monoshock. Again, this supports the chassis really well while doing triple digit speeds, but it's slightly on the softer side to offer a perfect blend of comfort and performance. The Duke 250 on the other hand gets 43 mm USD forks up front, and going by the typical KTM's track focused character, the suspension is stiffer and the chassis rigidity is bang on to offer stellar performance on the street as well as on the track. At the back, the Duke 250 doesn't get a gas charged monoshock, but still the suspension holds up brilliantly even at speeds of around 142 km per hour. Also, the suspension is not too stiff to break your back during city commutes. It is something that you can live with, but compared to Dominar 250, the Duke 250 suspension is slightly stiffer, and compared to Duke 250, the Dominar suspension is slightly softer and more inclined towards maximizing riding comfort. Now talking about the engine specs, though the Dominar 250's engine is derived heavily from the Duke 250's engine, the state of tune is completely different for both. The Duke 250 offers that typical hooligan and KTM kind of acceleration and intensity of a lightweight naked sport bike, whereas the Dominar 250, just like its elder sibling, the Dominar 400, offers a power cruiser kind of a feel. Now please note that both get DOHC engine layouts, both get the same 248.8cc single cylinder liquid cooled fuel injected motor, but the Domi 250 puts out 27 PS of max power, whereas the Duke puts out 30 PS of max power. Also please note that the Duke 250 weighs a mere 161.9 kgs, whereas the Dominar 250 weighs 180 kgs, which is nearly 18 kgs more. Now what's interesting here is that despite the excess weight, date, when I did my acceleration test, the top speed of the bikes was more or less the same. The Dominar 250 topped at 141 km per hour, whereas the Duke 250 topped at 142 km per hour. Now we all know that the earlier generation models used to offer much better top speed, but we need to understand that these are BS6 models where initial torque has been increased and the mid-range surge has been improved, but the top end performance has been slightly curtailed to conform to the stricter emission norms. In terms of refinement, the Duke 250 is super refined now. Whatever KTM have done to the engine, it is just creamy smooth now. Dominar 250 is also refined, but not as refined as the Duke 250. Thanks to the double barrel exhaust, you feel the grunt and the rumble each time you rev the bike, which is kind of good. But if it is buttery smooth refinement that you prefer, then the Duke 250 is the bike for you. Now when you look at the chassis, the Dominar 250 gets a beam type perimeter frame for superb rigidity and balance, but what I do miss is the aluminium swing arm that we get for the Dominar 400. The Duke 250 on the other hand gets the steel trellis frame with a bolt-on subframe just like the Duke 390. It also gets the beautiful aluminium swing arm that further enhances the overall handling characteristics. So in terms of handling, the Duke 250 moves ahead of the Dominar 250, especially when it comes to cutting through corners with utmost precision. The Duke is indeed a corner rocket. Now talking about the equipment, here again both of the bikes try to match step to step. Both the bikes get slipper clutch and both the bikes get dual channel ABS as standard. So safety is well taken care of in both of the bikes. Now since the Dominar 250 is priced significantly lower, there are indeed a few compromises you need to make. First of all, the Duke gets a larger 320mm front disc, whereas the Dominar gets a 300mm front disc. So the braking on the Duke 250 is slightly more confidence inspiring. Secondly, the Duke gets a super wide 150 section rear tire, but the Dominar 250 gets a skinny 130 section rear tire. So the road grip provided by the 150 section rear tire is much better. Thirdly, the Duke gets the Supermoto mode with ABS, which means we can switch off ABS on the rear wheel and perform drifts, but we don't get this option with the Dominar 250. Also, the Duke gets 43mm USD forks, whereas the Dominar 250 gets 37mm USD forks. Also, as mentioned before, Duke gets an aluminium swing arm, whereas the Dominar 250 gets a standard box section swing arm, so the handling is better on the Duke 250. Now, the good thing about the Dominar 250 is the LED headlamp. It looks stunning and offers good light spread compared to that of the Duke 250, which continues to get a halogen headlamp. Next, in terms of tank capacity, the Duke offers 13.5 liter tank, whereas the Dominar 250 gets a 13 liter tank. So this is more or less the same, and the tank range offered by both of these bikes is more or less similar. Now coming down to the main point, the price, this is where the Dominar 250 comes out as an absolute clincher. The bike has been launched at an ex-showroom price of just rupees 1.6 lakhs. The Duke 250 BS6 model, however, has been launched at nearly 2 lakhs ex-showroom. So this makes the Dominar 250 nearly 40,000 rupees cheaper, which is a huge margin. So let's come to the verdict now. If you're looking for a bike for daily commutes with that occasional weekend ride with friends and you have a tight budget, then look no further than the Dominar 250, because the skinny 130 section rear tire, the box section swing arm, the lack of Supermoto mode will not make any difference with your kind of usage. But if you're a hardcore biker who doesn't like to compromise and are looking for maximized performance, best handling, a bike you can take to track day events and can use daily and also go touring on, and want a bike loaded with all the bells and whistles, then by paying that extra 40 grand, you almost get a near perfect bike that excels in almost every aspect. So this concludes my comparison video of the Dominar 250 versus the Duke 250. I just hope you found this video useful. I'll catch you guys in the next video. Until then, take care, God bless, and ride safe.